意外な客があったもんだな。本来ここは部外者は立ち入り禁止なんだが、今日は一体何の用だ。
ごめんなさい。どうしても今日しなければならない話があったものですから。
Ah, I'll go make some tea.
いえ、話が終わればすぐおいとまするからお茶はいらないわ。それよりあなたもここにいて。あなたにも聞いておいてほしい話だから。
Hi. What did she have to say that was so important? And that might be something I should hear? I sat down in a corner and listened intently.
話というのは他でもありません。羅刹のことなんです。
When he heard the word Furies, I saw his face twitch.
単刀直入に伺いますが、一体いつまで羅刹をお使いになるつもりですか？
いつまでとは。
これだけ長い間彼らを刺激しているんですもの。わかるでしょ？羅刹は失敗作です。幕府側もそう認めています。あれはあなたたちの手に余るもの。これ以上羅刹にも鬼にも関わるべきではありません。
失敗かどうかは使ってる俺たちが決めることじゃねえのか。こっちでも幕府とは別の方法で羅刹に改良を加えてるところだ。あんたらにごちゃごちゃ言われる筋合いはねえよ。
ではあなたたち新選組の羅刹が見回りと称して辻斬りをしているのはご存知ですか？
何？
Ooh. For a split second, his cold mask dropped, and I saw genuine confusion and dismay on his face. Then it was gone, and he was cold and composed once again.
そりゃどこで掴んだ情報だ？
それに関してはお答えする必要はないと思いますわ。ただ信頼できる筋から得たとだけ言っておきます。羅刹化して血に狂ってしまう症状は全く改善されていないご様子。都の治安を守るのがあなた方の役目ではなかったかしら。そんな方々が血を得るために罪のない民を切るなんて本末転倒もいいところですわ。ことが公になって民心が離れる前に羅刹たちを処分すべきです。
Kimigiku's logic was sound. Hijikata had no counter-argument. Everyone in the room had fallen silent. But was it true? Were the Furies indeed cutting people down in the street for the thrill of killing? If the Fury Corps was disbanded, then Sanan-san and Heisuke would... Every one of us waited for Hijikata-san's answer with bated breath. My heart roared in my ears.
とりあえずこの話はここで保留ってことにして、もう一つの要件に移らせてください。
With this, she turned and looked at me.
ここを出て私たちと一緒に来ない？
Ah, round two of this question. What?
前にも同じことを言ったけど、あの時と今じゃ状況が変わっちゃってるでしょ。
近いうちに今日は戦場になります。逃げ出すのなら今のうちですわ。
I knew war was coming, but to hear the truth presented so badly was jarring.
お願い、私たちと一緒に来てちょうだい。ここの人たちじゃ戦になった時、あなたを守りきれるとは思えないの。
おい、そりゃどういう意味だ？俺たちが非力だって言いてえのか？
耳が痛いかもしれないけど事実でしょ。もし風間がここに来たらあなたたち彼女を守れるんですか？もしかしたら薩摩や長州の兵たちと戦っている間に来てしまうかもしれないんですよ。それに彼女はあなたたちとは違う。鬼なんですから同族の私たちと共に来るべきです。私たちなら彼女を安全な場所で守り抜くことができますから。
She turned from Hijikata-san to face me once again.
ね、一緒に行きましょう。あなたが私たちと共に来てくれればこの人たちも戦いに専念できるわ。
Her words hit like blows, but she spoke the truth. War would soon break out, and perhaps remaining with the Shinsengumi would be dangerous for me and for them. I would be useless in war. I was no soldier. Even so, I wanted to stay. I looked over at Hijikata-san, hoping he might give me an answer. He only furrowed his brow and looked the other way, saying nothing. What was I to do? I should leave. I was sure Sen was right and I should leave, but the words just couldn't come. In truth, I didn't want to leave. I hoped that maybe someday all of the madness and war would end, and then I could be a human being. Not a demon.
どうして黙ってるの？さっきも言った通り、あなたはここを出た方が。
Her voice was kind, and I knew she had only my best interests at heart, but I still couldn't bring myself to respond. Hijikata-san, of course, saw straight through me.
出て行きたくねえんだろ。だったら余計なことを考える必要はねえ。ここにいりゃいい。
But is that really okay? If Kazuma came after me again...
何度も同じことを言わせるな。この二人と一緒に行ったところで風間に居場所を嗅ぎつけられねえ保証はねえんだろう。奴は俺たち新選組にとっても敵だ。同じ敵を相手にするんなら一箇所に固まってた方が効率がいいじゃねえか。
He was as gruff as ever, but it wasn't hard to understand what he was trying to say. So, I can stay?
愚問だ。迷惑だと思ってたらとっくに放り出してる。
Relief flooded out across my body. Thank you so much. With war set to break out at any time, the Shinsengumi was changing. I didn't know how useful I could be to them once battle was begun. Wait, what? I don't know how useful I could be to them once battle begun. But even so, Hijikata-san told me it was okay to stay.
また振られちゃったか。
I'm sorry. It was very nice of you to offer, though.
いいのよ。あなたがここにいたいっていうのなら無理強いはできないもの。それより教えてほしいことがあるの。前にあなたが言ってた気になる人って土方さんのことなの
？I wasn't quite sure how to answer that question. Well, to be honest, I don't really know Hijikata-san that well, but I stumble over my words. Not quite sure how to explain to her how I felt, perhaps because I wasn't quite sure myself. The men call him the demon because he's so strict and harsh with the soldiers. A lot of people think that he doesn't care about anyone and that he's cold, but I think he has a kind heart in there. He has a lot of responsibilities, and the whole Shinsengumi rides on his back. I don't think he has any choice but to act like that. I don't know what I can do for him, but I want to stay here and do whatever I can.
それって完璧に捕まっちゃってるじゃない。
What? I gave her a confused look, but Sen smiled and continued.
私のご先祖様にあたる鈴鹿御前も坂の上の田村麻呂って人間の男に恋をして今日までついてきたんだって。その子孫が私だから、あなたの気持ちは私にもわかるつもりよ。どんな事情も立場も恋の前には無力だもんね。
What? Wait, what? Love? I never meant... She only rested her hand on my shoulder and continued, look at that face! She knows exactly what she means.
人と鬼っていう立場の違いはあるけど、うまくいかないって決まったわけじゃないもんね。頑張ってね。応援してるから。
姫様、そろそろ参りませんと。
あ、そうね。それじゃあ元気でね。風間は本当に手強い鬼だから気をつけて。もし何かあればいつでも知らせてちょうだい。私と連絡を取りたいときは速やに手紙を届けてくれればいいわ。
Alright. Thank you. Goodbye. In mere moments, they were gone. Circumstance and rank mean little before the power of love. But was this thing I felt, this desire to be close to Hijikata-san, was that really love? I just wanted to be around him and help him. Besides, the most important thing to Hijikata-san was the Shinsengumi. He'd built it up from nothing and put everything he was into it. With war against Satsuma and Choshu brewing, he hadn't the time to think of anything else. That being the case, as someone under the care of the Shinsengumi, I needed to think of how I could best put my own skills to use. I need water. Oh no, I'm out of water. Hold on, I'll be back. I need more! I've returned! As the evening came, I was helping to prepare dinner at the Fushimi Magistrate. It seemed like the best course of action I had at the time was to prepare meals. I couldn't even prepare many of the side dishes, so all I could do was cook rice for them. But even then, I wanted to make eating easy for warriors who were constantly on the move, so I made rice balls and I handed them out. Has anyone not gotten any meals yet?
こっちにもください。もう一つ食べてもいいですか?
Of course. Have as many as you'd like.
じゃあ俺も。
The warriors were ravenous, reaching out for the rice balls with their wet appetites. I had set some aside for the captains already, so I suppose it was alright. Once I'd passed them out, the rice balls were almost all gone in an instant. Eventually, it was down to the last rice ball in the basket. The warrior reaching out for it noticed it was the last and he stopped himself. There are more left, so please take it.
ありがとうございます。
The young warrior had looked so excited as he grabbed it. I was going to use whatever was left over for my dinner, but there was no rice ball left at the end. Still, I was a lot happier knowing the warriors could eat instead of worrying about myself. I guess I'll hold out until the next meal. My stomach just growled. Thank goodness no one was around to hear it. Maybe it's best if I drink some water. As I was heading to the kitchen, I suddenly heard a voice come from behind me.
今のはお前の腹の音か。
Hijikata-san! Where did he come from? And he even heard my stomach growl? That was...
大使どもが夕飯を全部食っちまったらしいが、お前は食ったのか？
I'll eat later. I'm fine.
食ったのかって聞いてるんだ。
Well, no, not yet. My voice was timid as I answered, and Hijikata-san sighed before taking something out of his pocket.
たく、しょうがねえな。
Whoops! What he'd taken out of his pocket was one of the rice balls, wrapped in a bamboo leaf that I'd left out for the captains earlier. This should be yours, Hijikata-san.
いいから食え。
No, Hijikata-san, you should eat it instead. I refrained from grabbing it, but Hijikata-san gritted his teeth from being annoyed, and we both stared at the rice ball being offered.
「もしかして遠慮してんのか？ 半分ずつだ。これならいいだろう。
He gruffly split the rice ball in half, and then he handed it to me. The force of his hand as he reached towards me. It was a statement that he wasn't going to take no for an answer. I grabbed the rice ball from his hand. Thank you. Then I will take your offer and take your half. As soon as I grabbed the rice ball, Hijikata hastily bit into his half and scarfed it down. I saw him, and I too rushed to bite my rice ball. As soon as I'd swallowed my first bite, I nearly melted from the relief of eating. This is delicious. Despite Hijikata-san standing over me, the satisfaction of food entering my stomach prevailed. My eagerness made me a little self-conscious. Hijikata-san, however, seemed unfazed by it, and he spoke as he continued eating his rice ball.
他人にばっか気を使ってねえで、飯ぐらい自分の分はちゃんと食え。わかったか？
I'll be sure to do that next time.
別に怒ってるわけじゃねえ。
Then he'd stopped chewing and muttered with chunks of rice in his mouth.
ありがとうよ。
Don't worry. I'd rather be eaten by the other men. I could always eat later. I'll be fine.
そうじゃねえ。今日、お前がここに残ると決めてくれたことにだ。
Oh. Yeah, I decided today to stay with the Shinsengumi. Despite Sen offering me a safe place to hide out, I had turned her down. I made the decision to stay beside this man. And Hijikata-san was happy about it too.
何ほうけてやがる。さっさと食え。
Hi! I was rushing to eat the rest of my rice ball, but suddenly I didn't feel so hungry anymore, as if another feeling made all others vanish. However, it seemed like Hijikata-san was just standing there, watching me finish the rest of my rice ball.
あれっぽっちで腹は膨れたか？
I'm fine now.
豚書内のことはお前に任せたからな。あとは頼んだぞ。
I'll do my best. I was so happy that Hijikata-san had entrusted me to watch the compounds, so I couldn't help but straighten up as he spoke to me. And I think Hijikata-san flashed a quick grin when he saw that. He turned around and disappeared to the back of the building. I watched his back the whole time.